How's it going, everybody? In today's tutorial we're going to be going over the spiral wrap and slingshot tricks. Both of these tricks were invented, I believe, by Matt from Around Square, and they're both pretty much variations of the spring, so I would say the spring is the only prerequisite to be able to do these tricks. So let's get into this. Alrighty, so first up on the list is the Midgrip slingshot, which looked like that. So this is a very stop and go style trick. It's not a trick that you can flow completely in. You want to get into the position and then use a tension grip to pop the beads out. So to get more specific, you want to start by getting into a mid-spring position. And we're going to start using this technique where we cradle the momentum and sort of rebound during the wrap. So you wrap your string around your index for your spring, and you want to sort of tilt your wrist so your palm faces down. You kind of come up like that, and that'll allow you to nicely cradle the momentum and then bring your wrist back over, which will unwrap the string. So while you're unwrapping, you want to stick your middle finger out while keeping your ring finger tucked in and sort of pinching the bead that you're holding in place, the captive bead in place, which will allow you to swing that free bead up and around your middle finger, right into this grip. And then for the slingshot, you want to then bring your index finger up and get the beads in this sort of tension grip right here. See if I can focus better. Right, so again from the top, you want to index wrap with your palm down, unwrap to bring the free bead over the middle finger, extend the index finger so you're creating tension and holding both beads next to each other, and then from there you want to just pop. You want to let go, sort of bring your ring finger toward your palm, and that'll pop the beads and launch them up and over your index finger into top grip. Slingshotting the beads, if you will. Alrighty, so the slingshot can also be done from low grip. You want to start by getting into a low spring position, holding the captive bead in low grip and wrapping the free bead around your middle finger, and then unwrapping so the free bead goes around the ring finger and holding the captive bead kind of pinched with the pinky. And then from here you extend the middle finger to create the tension in low grip and pop by bringing the pinky toward the palm. Well, the way I do it, sort of, I bring the pinky away from the palm, and I guess that will cause the pop as well. As you can see with the low grip slingshot, I tend to move my hand a little bit to give it the pop it needs, whereas with the mid-grip slingshot, I'm able to not move my hand. It's just a matter of practicing, trying to get the tension proper with the low grip slingshot. Okay, so now that you can slingshot, it's time to introduce the spiral wrap, which looks like this. It very much is similar to setup to the slingshot, but then executes more like a regular spring. Alrighty, so spiral wrap. You want to start in the same setup as a slingshot, where you are in mid-grip and you go into a mid-grip spring position and then unwrap to bring the free bead up and around your fingers, but instead of creating the tension grip to go into the slingshot, you want to let the bead rest pretty much on your index finger. It's alright if it's a little bit above or below your index finger, just this is kind of the setup you want. And then from here, you're going to bring your index finger down toward your palm while kind of extending your middle finger out away from your palm. And that will create this sort of S-shaped spiral pop that is indicative of a proper spiral wrap. And it's worth noting that the original way the spiral wrap was done is not quite the way that I'm showing you here, but this is a variation, so to speak, but in theory it's similar. Okay, so to reiterate, mid-grip spring, unwrap, so the free bead is pretty much resting on your index finger. Extend the middle finger while bringing the index finger toward your palm. Pop that tension, right, I didn't go over this. You want to pop this tension by bringing your ring finger down. So it's using all three of these fingers, the ring, middle, and index are all doing simultaneous motions to make sure that it pops. So once it pops, you're not going to immediately go back down into mid-grip like that. If you just let it pop, you're going to catch in high fakie grip. But if you're quick enough, you can do a half bead roll down by tucking the index finger, keeping the index finger tucked, right? Because you're already bringing it toward your palm for the spiral wrap. If you keep it there and then do that half bead roll while that momentum is going, you will end up back in mid-grip and you can technically repeat the trick. Okay, so there is another way of getting into the spiral wrap position, which is with a technique called a caged slip. So what a caged slip looks like is this. So we know that a slip is when you tuck your fingers in and allow the string to pass by your fingers. A caged slip is when you are pinching half of the string in a position and then slipping with that in that position. So with a caged slip, you're doing half of a wrap for a mid-spring, pinching the string in this position between the index and middle fingers, and then slipping this free bead with half of the string available. So with this technique of getting into a spiral wrap position, you're going to do a cage slip for one spin, and you're going to do then an air pump to reverse the momentum and then get back into this position here, right? So instead of just reversing the momentum like this, you can do a cage slip into an air pump, bring the bead up, and then spiral wrap. And really, it's just a matter of taste. It's just the style preference. Both ways are adequate ways of getting into the spiral wrap position. I just figured it'd be worth showing both. Okay, and like the slingshot, the spiral wrap can also be done from Lowgrip by mimicking the positioning. So we follow suit, it's the same thing. Palm down, low grip spring, rebound the momentum and land the free bead on the middle finger. Bring the middle finger toward the palm, ring finger away from the palm, and pop the tensioned bead with the pinky, and you are able to create the low grip spiral wrap, which is much more difficult than the mid grip spiral wrap. But there you go. Let me see if I can get you one more here. Like that. And the cage slip to air pump prep is also possible from low grip by pinching halfway between the middle and ring fingers, air pumping, bringing the free bead up over the middle finger, and then popping the spiral wrap. Alrighty, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I apologize for the lack of content on the channel. I pretty much make tutorials as I learn the tricks, and now that I'm not learning tricks as fast as I used to, it takes more time to figure out, to learn and get good enough at what the tricks is to teach it. And since the tricks are a little bit more complicated, it's harder to explain as well. So I will continue to make tutorial content. I have a few more tutorials in the works, so to speak, but the frequency with which I post them definitely is going to slow down, as you probably have noticed. So in the meantime, I really advise you to DM me on Instagram or comment here if you have specific questions about tricks. Sending me videos, definitely I will take a look and try to give you help and pointers if you're struggling. And with that, have a good one, guys.